Alright, so starting from the 16th of May to the 13th of June, no more than 2 visitors can view a particular property in that same day. So how does that affect you as a property buyer or seller in the market trying to make a move on your portfolio? This move will definitely affect the bigger properties like your 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, penthouses, or even your landed houses. Because typically people who would buy those kind of properties would have to view the properties with their families, bring their kids along to view the property. This, however, will not affect the new launches and your small units like your 1 or 2 bedrooms where people can typically make a decision by just viewing alone or with their partners. So the last time in Singapore where we experienced a circuit breaker where we are unable to view houses aggressively like right now was in the month of April 2020. So some very interesting statistics for you. We see an average of 2,000 transactions happening in Singapore every single month. But in the month of April and May 2020, when there was a circuit breaker, transaction volume actually fell to 720 for that 2 months. And since then, all the way to right now, transaction volume have actually bounced back up to about 2,000 transactions happening every single month. So from this occurrence, we can actually see 2 things. When there is global instability, people actually prefer to lock their assets and their equity in something very stable like Singapore residential properties. And people have actually adopted new ways of viewing the properties through Zoom. Lastly, construction cost is expected to go up due to workers' social distancing, manufacturing delay, and more dormitories required for workers. So to wrap up this video about my thoughts about how moving into phase 2 is going to affect the property market. Number 1, if you're thinking that property prices is going to drop just because we are going into phase 2, you just gotta look back at past statistics and understand that even during the last circuit breaker, transaction volume only fell for 2 months, but in terms of pricing across the board on the per square feet basis, we do not see a drop in property prices. And if you're marketing a bigger unit, work with an agent who has a strong online presence to increase your probability of you being able to sell your property. And understanding that in a time where there is global instability, most people would prefer to put their funds in something very stable like Singapore residential properties. So these are just some of my thoughts on how, as we move into phase 2, where viewings are being restricted, how it affects you as a property buyer or seller. So I hope this information would help you go a long way, and I'll see you in the next video.